Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're playing Tower. Now, if you're looking at this thumbnail and you're thinking, Sleuth, this is not your normal style. It looks dark and broody and scary. That's very much deliberate. So this is meant to be a 1-star rated difficulty puzzle that we're going to play for today. However, I've actually looked at some of the comments and they're all in disagreement with that rating. Some are saying this is 2 stars. Some are saying this is 3 stars. So we don't exactly know what Sleuth is in for as he goes into that tower. Maybe it's just a kid's party and there's tons of clowns and balloons inside. Or maybe it's a dark, evil magic that we're going to have to unravel and untwist. We're going to have to find out together. Good news is, at least I'm posting this for Friday. Well, unless it takes me a very long time to solve, in which case I will probably post it for a weekend. So you will have the weekend, nevertheless, to solve it, regardless of how difficult this puzzle is. Let's take a look at today's intimidating puzzle. Right, so we have Tower by MQ9 Reaper 2. Okay. Hopefully I've got that read correctly. And a really simple set of rules today. Normal Sudoku rules apply, so that means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, in every column, and in every 3x3 box. So nothing unusual there. Then we have digits and thermometers strictly increase from the bulb to the tip. So that would be the bulb of a thermometer, that would be the tip from the thermometer. And the digits must strictly increase. If that's a 1, that would be 2 or higher, that would be 4, 5. What I can't do is go back down to 2 again, because that is clearly not strictly higher than the previous digit, the 5. That's all there is to it. Now, I feel like we've almost had a practice run at this. There's a very similar puzzle whose name right now escapes me. I think it was called Cascade. And I will find it. I will link a card up to it here. And I think, before I get onto the solve, just a quick tip. I feel like this puzzle is almost very similar, just harder. So if you haven't played that puzzle or if you haven't solved it, definitely check it out first. And give this one a go afterwards. Right, enough of an introduction. If you don't mind walking up to dark, mysterious towers to figure out what is going on inside, link will be in the description down below. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So what I'm tempted to do first is we've got 7-cell thermals here. It's just to pencil mark them, just to see what is going on. Now, there are genius solvers out there. I'm sure many of you can think of some, Simon, that would just take a look at this and immediately figure out what's going on without having to pencil mark anything. I sadly am not such a genius. I do need a bit of help. So you can see that it's not quite. We don't have triplets, but we have something very close to it. And I'll get onto some Sudoku tricks in a moment. I just want to pencil mark this middle one, just on the off chance it puts a bit of pressure on at least the digits in boxes 4 and 6. So the minimum this can be would be 1, and then the minimum, of course, that would be 2, 2, 3. So the absolute minimum, this stem in the middle could be 4, 5, 6, and then of course then it can go all the way up to 7, 8, 9. Come on, Sleuth. There we go. And of course, I mean, I just picked at random which one is the 1 and 2, but clearly, whatever these are, they're equally valid on either side. So this is unfortunately quite the pencil mark here. But let's see what it actually helps us figure out. And it hasn't exactly done what I was hoping for. These are still not triplets. But again, there's a lot of pressure in boxes 4 and 6. And I'm sure there's a lot of pressure, particularly when you take into account all of these additional thermometers that are coming from this middle area. Right. Now, this is where I think that puzzle Cascade is immensely helpful. Let's start doing some basic Sudoku. And in particular, let's color some things. Let's call these purple. Now, because it's a thermometer, I know that these have to be bigger than purple. So purple is not here. Purple is not there. Purple, I mean, potentially it's on this stem, is in this side. And therefore, purple, these two cells and these two cells, have to be up here, including, at an absolute minimum, one of them has to be on this thermometer. And we've got the same sort of thing going on here. I'm going to go with blue this time. These blue cells, again, they're not on the thermometer, they're not here. They have to be in here. And again, they have to be in there, including that 2-cell thermometer. It's actually tempting to wonder if it can be this cell at all. And I think the answer is yes. For example, I could put a 4 in here, I could put a 1 in there, and then that would be 4, that would be 2 or 3, that would be 2 or 3. So you can see, you can easily construct examples where this can be blue. I'm guessing that applies exactly the same. This could be purple. It's not necessarily that these are purple and these are blue. I'm tempted to also try it the other way around. So let's think about these cells now. Let's go with red. Red is not here. Red is not there. Yeah, this is helpful. Right, so red is not here. Red is not there. Sorry, red is not on the thermometer. Red is not here because of Sudoku. Red has to be in these 3 cells. Now, the obvious question I'm immediately going to ask is, given we know that the end of the thermometer that's here includes purple, and red is bigger than purple, there's no way that this is red. Absolutely no way that this is red, because now we're saying both simultaneously, red is bigger than purple, and red is smaller than purple. So these 2 cells are definitely purple. And now look at sort of how much pressure they're going to start adding on here. Because notice, just in box 4 alone, we haven't even taken a look at some of these yet. We still haven't placed 1 and 2 anywhere. And we're starting again, we're just continuously piling on the pressure in these middle digits. So this is definitely the right path. What's also interesting now is, let's think about red. Red, where does red go? Well, red, there are 2 cells in here that are definitely red. And therefore, that can't be purple because we're back to the same contradictory statement. Red is bigger than purple, but if there is any purple on this thermometer, we know that there's definitely red. There's 2 in 3 cells, including at least 1 on this thermometer. How can we continue and say purple is bigger than red simultaneously? So that is not the case. These are definitely purple. These are from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Essentially, these cells and these cells are these 2. This is fascinating now. Okay. See, we don't have quite the same, because we don't have this thermometer here. We don't have quite the same restriction, but I am going to sort of try and use the same logic for a second. So we've used red. Let's go with orange here. Orange is not there. Orange is not here. Orange has to be in one of these 2 cells. And because we don't have this thermometer cell here, we certainly are not going to be able to limit it to just the 2 cells just yet. It's going to be one of these 3. But importantly, we can say that there is definitely an orange on one of these thermometer cells, and therefore this cannot be blue. These are the blue cells, and they are from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, come on. So close. Like I said, it's just so much pressure. Remember, orange is on here. And red is on here. Now, best case scenario, as in the smallest I can make this cell now is 7. And you're going to say, Sleuth, how did you get to that? Well, we need at least 1 red cell here. The smallest red cell I can put would be halfway up the thermometer, and that would be a 6. making this at least a 7. So this is 7, 8, or 9. Same logic here. Minimum I can make this is a 6. Yes, 7, 8, and 9. And we're so close. We know that 1 is in one of these two cells. It's just not enough. It's so close to breaking. It's just, you need just that little bit more information to just make that breakthrough. And it's just deliberately teasing you by not having this cell over here. Right, let's think about this for a second. Kind of somewhat out of ideas because, I came into this very much thinking about that previous puzzle that I was referencing. And right, here is something. So orange, actually, let's do it in this cell. So red is 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 7, 8, 9. I've already got 3 cells that are from 7, 8, 9. That can't be a 6 because that would make this 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I've run out of digits. So that's not a 6, that's not a 5, that's not a 4, that's not a 3. And I'm really hoping we can do something similar here. I think we do because, I haven't pencil marked, and that's the reason I didn't see it. We've got 6, 7, 8, and 9 in 2 cells here. That's number 3. Again, that can't be 4 and 5. If this is a 6, that would be 4, that would be 5. We've broken it. So no 6 here either, no 5, no 4, no 3. And now we're down to pairs. This is not 2 or 3. These are not 3 or 4. This is not 4 or 5, which is a big one. In fact, these are not 4s either. That's another big one. This is not, no, not quite. It was it was going, but not quite. Right. But I can remove the 4 from here because there are no 4s in purple or blue anymore. So there are no 4s there either. So 4 is like really restricted now. It's in one of 2 cells here. Yeah. Okay. What else can I see? I guess the presence of blue, we can almost use the same type of logic. We said, can't have all of these reds. Yeah. Yes, we can definitely do it on this side. This is a 4. Because we're saying that there's at least a 3 on here. We've got 1, 2, 3. We have to have 1, 2, 3. This is the third. It's got to be less than whatever these 2 are. So this is 1, 2, or 3. I'm almost certain it's 1 at this point. And we've got now 3 cells that are 1, 2, 3. That's a 4. That's a 5. That's not 5 anymore. That 5 bounces back, gives me a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. And where does 1 now go in row 6? That's the only place that 1 can be. Lovely, lovely puzzle. 2 gives me a 3, 1 gives me a 2. These are now from 2, 3. Where does 1 go in here? It can only be in there. And of course, 2 and 3 work lovely on these purple if it's needed. These are from 1 and 2. They're not 3s anymore. And unfortunately, I've basically pencil marked all the remaining digits with 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it doesn't really give me any pressure on these. Come on. I am going to just corner pencil mark so I don't forget these. Clearly, that can't be a 2. Half, at the end of the thermometer with a gap between the 1 and the 2. But that's as far as I could take it at the moment. This one, there you go. 2, 3, 2, 1. We've got the 1 in here. We definitely have a 2 in there. We definitely have a 3 in here. And we definitely have a 4 in there. Just, Sudoku with the numbers that we've already placed. not very useful corners other than the definite 2, which means there's a definite 1 in here. Hmm. 6, 7, not 6, not 7. Still have that extra degree of freedom up here, so that's a bit of a shame. We now have a triplet though. So we basically know all of these digits, and therefore we can pencil mark all of these digits. So I am half tempted to do it. I am going to do it because I'm sort of frankly out of ideas. So these are from 1, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 4, 5, and 6. You can see these are not ones. We've done all the ones essentially in rows 7 and 8. No, that can't be a 1 halfway up the thermometer. That's a 1. Where does 1 go now? It's not in these 2 cells. It's not here because of this one. It's not there. That's the only place for a 1, which forces this thermometer to be fully read, and that's halfway up. So that's got to be 7, 8, 9, and these have got to be 7, 8. 7, 8, 9, 7, and 8. That means that's a 6. That 6 sees that 5, 6, 7. These are not 7 or 8. Shame about that degree of freedom, but okay. These are not 6 or 9. They're red. They're 7 and 8. There's no 1 in here. So what do we actually have left? We've got 2, 3, and 9 left up here. May as well just pencil mark these. These are 2, 3, 9. That's not a 9. That's not a 2. Okay. I know what this digit is. It's a 7. Not a 7. A 9. Excuse me. And these are 4, 5, 6. And look at that. We've got roping in here. 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 8, 1, 7, 8, 1, 8, 7, 2, 3, 9, 2, 3, 9, 2, 3, 9. The thing is, it's just this thermometer forced that roping. We don't have the same restriction here, as far as I could tell. Have I broken this? I think I have. 9 down here means there is no 9 there. And 9 cannot be kind of anywhere except at the end of the thermometer. So 9 is not in any of these. There's a 9 now, just by Sudoku here. No, it's not broken. Yeah, I've got 4 digits. Sorry, I thought these were a 7, 8, 9 triplet. They're not. There's a 6. That's the escape. So without the 9, that's a 7. That's a 6. This is not 6. Sorry, this is not 7. And not 9. That's an 8. Then we have a 9 in here. These, we don't actually know for certain. This is a 5. Actually, we do know. This is not. So these are not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. And not 9. And they're less than 8. So they have to be 6, 7. And they are orange. And can we, for our sanity, pencil mark these? Yes. Take a look at where the 1 goes, for example. Well, it can only go on this thermometer, and it's not going to go halfway up. That's a 1. That's blue. It doesn't require a 2 to be on this cell. 2 could be equally up here, as in this 2. These 2s. What do we have in here? We've got 6, 7, something else. Come on, something else. What is something else? We may as well solve actually just a bit of Sudoku. 8, 7, 8. These are from 2, 5, 6. This is therefore 5 or 6, just to complete row 6. That 5 tells me that is not a 5, that is a 6. And this is 2 or 5, which unfortunately doesn't place any pressure on that 6 or 7, but it does on the 1, 4 pair that's down here. And that removes a 4 from in here. Have I missed anything else I should tidy up? This is actually quite restricted now, because it's not 1, not 2. This is a minimum of 3. And this is not even a minimum of 4, because I've got a 1-4 pair. This is a minimum of 5, and this is a maximum of 6. So that's 6. That is 5, and that is 3. And that is now a 5, a 4. It's an incredible puzzle. MQ9 Reaper 2. It's a mouthful. And these are from 7 and 9. Have I just not done anything with any of these? So this is not 5 or 6. Therefore, this is not 6 or 7. Again, close but not quite. Sort of, you know, I could almost change the name of this puzzle to close but not quite, basically. Where does 6 go in the row that I'm on? Row 7. This is the only place for a 6. This is a 9. That's not a 9. That 6 helps us a lot. That's now 7, 8, 9. These are now, well, 3, 6, and 4, 9. And it's actually 3, 6, because we've got 6 looking that way. So that is 3, 6. I got a 7, 9 pair that was resolved ages ago because of that 7. That's 9, that's 7. That's not orange. I don't know if I need the colors anymore, by the way, but just a bit of tidiness here helps. We probably know what these digits are now. We can actually, here's something. 5 is looking at that's 2, 5. That's got to be a 2. Therefore, that's got to be a 1. That's got to be a 4. That's got to be a 5. 2. Yeah, you can't quite force it yet. It's one of 2 cells. 1 you can place, though. Let's think about what this column is. This is, I'm going to say it's 2, 4, 5. Looks like it. And that's not 4 or 5 in this cell. That's 2, that's 4, that's 5. That's a long list of things that it could be, so I'm just going to ignore it now. Come on, Sleuth, it's all coming together. How long has it been? 20 minutes. So it's more approachable than the comments led me to believe. So I need a 5 in this row. That's the 5. Because obviously of this 5, I can't place it in the box. And I need 9, 8, and 9. Which allows me to just write in a digit for a change rather than pencil mark. That's a 7. You see, again, not guaranteed to be roping. I mean, I think it almost certainly won't be. Unless, so hang on, we've got 3 and 4. These are 3, 4. That's an 8. And there you go, that's not roping. Because 6, 7, and 8, well, you can see the 8 in here is not 6, 7, and 8. So it's not necessary. Just because of that additional thermometer cell. Absolutely fascinating. Well, the kind of things that I find fascinating anyway. So we've got 2 cells in here that are 2 and 9. Can't resolve them, even though one of them is on a thermometer. We have a second 3, 4 with something. Come on, Sleuth, what do I need? So I need a second 3, 4, and then 5 and 8. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go down that route. Feels like a less elegant solve compared to what this puzzle deserves. Let's just see if there's anything else I can see. I'm not sure I can. Maybe a bit of Sudoku. This is a 6, not a 6. This is not a 4. This is not a 5. Not exactly helpful. So I guess I'm probably on the lookout for, you know, pairs, triplets, you know, Sudoku pairs, triplets to just bring it home. And I may as well pencil mark this now. So this is 6, 7, 8, or 9. It's not a 7. It's 6, 8, or 9. I haven't actually written a 2 in this column, have I? I've got 2s. neither of these can be a 2. That is a 2. That gives me a 3. That gives me a 9. That gives me a 2. That 9 gives me a 2 in here. That gives me a 9 there. This is still 5, 8, 3, 4. So it doesn't exactly help. Do I know what this is now? No, it doesn't. And the 2 hasn't helped me anywhere else. Okay. This row is starting to look fairly restricted. I mean, all of, this row as well. This row, it's only 3 cells. So we need 4, 5, and 8 in this. And it's either 4 or 8 here. And it's seemingly 4, 5, or 8 there. So then I need 5, 6, 3, 5, and 6 in here. And this is 3 or 6. Obviously, I've got a 5 already in there. And this is, again, any of them. 3, 6 pair. 4, 8, 9 triplet. I should be able to write this in. Yep, that's a 7. That doesn't help at all. Okay. Come on, Sleuth. What else am I missing? There's no place for a 3 to be, except in this cell. That's a 3. That's a 6. That's a 3. This is now 5 or 6. Still have that 4, 8, 9 triplets. I think the same... Oh, I actually had a 4 for ages. That just would have given me all of this. That's probably why it felt like it was, for such an elegant puzzle, it was just starting to look a bit clumsy. And the reason is I've just, been struck by Sudoku blindness. So, not 5. And this is just now a 3. This is an 8. And if I've not made... Oh, I haven't quite solved it. 4, 3. And if I've not made any mistakes, 4 for the solution for today's puzzle. What an absolutely phenomenal puzzle. Have a Heart, MQ9 Reaper 2. Absolutely stunning puzzle. So I'm going to say that, Sleuth went in there, into that dark, mysterious tower. I admit he didn't find clowns and children running around with balloons and whatnot. But he has probably found... He hasn't quite exactly found dark, evil magic. It was just... an exciting, historic tower, because it was an absolutely phenomenal puzzle. Right, enough with this analogy. Hope that you guys loved the puzzle like I did, that you've enjoyed it and you've been able to make some progress, and you've enjoyed the video. I think it wasn't a bad solve other than for the odd kind of miss. That 4 is just... And that 5, there were so many things I just sort of totally missed for ages. That's it. Bye-bye for now. See you in the next video.